Why is it that any other time we are wrapping a show, Bravo likes to play this game of we are going to drag out a reunion for 3 weeks when there wasn't even that much going on in the season, right? But here we have a show that was filmed in a 2 week span that is packed with drama and all kinds of things going on and all of these different dynamics. They're going to squeeze and bunch everything up, lump everything together in a 1 part reunion. I'm sorry, I just feel like Summer House, Martha's Vineyard deserved so much more than that. What's up, everybody? It's your girl Bonnie Scotch. Thank you so much for clicking on my video today. I wanted to bring you the final recap for Summer House Martha's Vineyard. This is season 2, episode, I guess it would be episode 10, but this is the reunion. Before we get into this recap, go ahead and hit the like button for me. When you hit the like button, not only is it a free way to support my channel, but it also lets YouTube know that I'm here and that you all are rocking with my commentary. So YouTube starts to shoot my content out to other viewers just like you, an audience who ordinarily would not get an opportunity to connect with my channel. That being said, let's go ahead and get into the fashions really quick. I actually think that everybody looked nice except for Shanice. I did not like Shanice's dress. It looked childish. I thought it looked a little bit cheap. Yeah, outside of that, I thought that everybody looked good. I know everybody was coming for what Jordan had on, her little, it was like a transparent, the top kind of reminded me of like a fruit roll up, but I still thought it was really pretty. The only problem that I had with what Jordan was wearing was that against the eye, it looked like it was breaking up the scene in terms of like the assignment was pink and white or pink and cream or whatever. And she was the only one with this, like, it was a little bit more in the red family than it was in the pink. But outside of that, I thought everybody looked fabulous. All right, so we start this reunion off with Noelle and her being pressed about Alex and Summer's comment about Alex being inside of her. Is it me, or did Noelle seem especially turned up for some reason? I was like, girl, you're doing a lot. Like, it just seemed pressed, you know? And from what I was reading in the hashtag on Twitter, everybody was going up for Noelle. They were like, oh, she ate that. I didn't think that she ate. The one time that I felt like she ate was during Amir's segment when they had to get Amir about, Nokia, but we'll get there. The thing for me that bothered me about this scene with Noelle is you are going so hard. You are being so pressed that Summer didn't tell you that she had relations with Alex, but it didn't matter if she told you or not because you were still going to pursue him because that's what you did. And this whole thing about, oh, she should have told her and why didn't you tell her? Here's the thing. We all grown out here, right? I'm going to speak from my own personal perspective. I pay my own coochie bill, right? That's my business. You pay your coochie bill, and that's your business. Do you get what I'm saying? I'm a grown-ass woman in these streets. I don't owe you any itemized detail on who my pussy has seen. I don't, friend or not. My thing with Noelle is if you knew that you wanted to pursue Alex, just stand on it. Also, can I be perfectly honest with y'all? I really feel as though Noelle wanted to play naive in this moment and act like she didn't know what Summer was implying when she said that her and Alex hung out. I really think she was playing that up. Like, girl, you know what that meant. Because here's the thing. We all watched season 1. So we saw the the makings, the beginnings of chemistry between Alex and Summer. We all saw it. We knew it was about to go down. Okay? We're all grown here, like I was saying. So don't try to act like, oh, I really didn't know and it wasn't apparent to me. Girl, you don't care. Also, Noelle contradicts herself all throughout the season and in this episode because on one hand, she is saying a little bit later towards the episode, we get this flashback of her pretty much saying, I don't know why Summer is flying off the handle and I thought that we were friends and she couldn't even come to me and tell me what was going on. But also, we're under the impression that Noelle and Summer just met. So which one is it? Are y'all friends or did y'all just meet? How is it that y'all just met, but then in the same breath you have this expectation that she's supposed to share with you what is going on in her life? It doesn't make sense. My thing is this. If you are the girl coming into the house and you say, I'm single, he's single, I'm grown, he grown. I don't really care about, what they had going on because I want to do what I want to do. Then I can handle that more than, oh, she didn't tell me. It didn't matter if she told you or not because you still wanted to pursue him. And she was like, oh, well, I wasn't trying to pursue him. We were just flirting. Noelle, you literally walked up to that man in the middle of a bar, pulled him outside or pulled him to the side or whatever, to tell him, well, don't you know that I'm feeling you? And, I get possessive over men. And I know that we both single. Doing all this extra stuff. You were pursuing him, sweetie. That's a pursuit. If you don't care that he and Summer were messing around, that's fine. But don't try to make it seem like Summer is the enemy for not telling you her coochie business. Like, y'all are not even making sense here. Summer said, well, I told you that I fucked him and you still wanted to pursue him. And Noelle said, well, that's on me. Exactly, girl. That's what we keep trying to get out of you. Like, that is on you. That's your choice. Don't try to make it seem like Summer telling you would have swayed you either way because you didn't care. You already had your eyes set on him. As soon as you stepped foot in the house, you was like, Alex is my type. Noelle is telling Summer that she needs to calm her energy down. Meanwhile, it's Noelle getting amped up. And she's getting amped up over a man, mind you. Because it's really Alex who is at the center of all of this. This is sick. Sick. Yeah, I was just so bugged out at Noelle saying that she wasn't pursuing him. What do you call walking up to a man in the middle of the bar to tell him that you like him? Girl, stop the cap.
This is where y'all live. This is where y'all stay. Cap World, that's where you live. That's where your house is. Cap World. That's where you go. Cap World, because you're full of it. You're full of cap. And that's where your house is, in Captropolis.
And I fully believe that Alex said that he wanted to be a F-boy. I don't believe that Summer is just going to make that up and just say that completely out of thin air. I believe that Alex said it. And who cares? It's fine. Like, what he's saying is that he does not want to be responsible to you emotionally. He is emotionally unavailable. That's what he's saying. Then y'all still go ahead and deal with him. And then wonder why. We're not even going to get into all of that. Anyway. So Andy mentions that Alex said on Watch What Happens Live that Summer was leaving voice memos like a crazy ex-girlfriend. Apparently it was just the one. Shanice jumps into it and says, I'm so glad that I'm not labeled the crazy one anymore. Who said that?
Who had been saying that? Who said that? Who said that? Who said that?
Who said that, Shanice? Not only are you labeled the crazy one, you are labeled the loose one. Because every time I see you, you got a loose ass bathing suit on, clapping your cheeks. And I'm sure they can see your labia folds flapping in the air. And that's why Nick was staring at you, because he saw your wide open canal in front of his face. Everybody is chilling, partying, trying to have a good time. And here you are with your loose bikini bottoms twerking your ass. But you can't understand why anybody would be looking at you. You want to talk about how somebody got a wandering eye. Shanice, shut up, girl. I'm so sick of her. All right, so Amir's package. He made this comment to Nuvaring about Summer being touchy with the guys in the house. Andy is saying, obviously, she doesn't trust you. And Amir is like, oh, she trusts me. It's just that this is a new experience for us. And, we're away from each other for a week. And, we've only been together for a short time. Based on how she moves, Amir, she is a very insecure person. And insecure people are not the most trusting. So I don't think it's personal. I don't think it's necessarily an Amir thing. I feel like any man that Natalie gets with, she is going to be insecure because insecure is her default. Period. If you can't be trusted in a room of women who are dancing and twerking and having a good time, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I just don't know what to say. Like, what does that say about you, Amir? Like, and I'm not accusing Amir of anything, but I'm just saying, like, why would a man not be trusted in a room full of friends where his homegirls are dancing or whatever the case is? You get what I'm saying? Weird. Like, do y'all be in relationships or are y'all in jail? What is it giving? So when Noxima said that she makes in a month what Amir makes in a year, it did come off as very disrespectful. And Amir says that he doesn't mind it because he interprets it as her being powerful. Of course, he's going to defend her. Everyone jumped in to say that this could be considered, emasculating to a man. Can I just say, there are so many situations where a woman will do something that is perceived as disrespectful or embarrassing toward a man, and everybody wants to jump up and call it emasculation. But when it's on the opposite end, when it's domestic violence, when a man is harassing a woman, embarrassing her, disrespecting her, whatever, nobody ever jumps up to say, oh, what that man is doing is defeminizing her as a woman. How come there's all this concern about, like, maintaining and upholding a man's masculinity? For me, if a man's masculinity is that fragile, that is hinged on, like, somebody can just say 2 words to you and all of your masculinity falls apart, something is very wrong here. Only you as a man can define what manhood looks like for you. Only you as a woman can define what womanhood and femininity looks like for you. I just want to make that clear. I just hate that term, emasculation. I wish that we would retire it because it's never used in the opposite direction. It never, ever is. It's always, oh, you gotta make a man feel like a man. How the fuck can I make somebody feel like something that they already are? Nobody's ever concerned about a man making a woman feel like a woman. It's like, oh, you got to make a man feel like a man. Well, like, I don't understand. Like, it just sounds crazy to me. There's never any concern about upholding a woman's femininity, but it's all this concern about, oh, you're emasculating a man. It's just ridiculous. All right, so Amir and Natalie got a house together. The mortgage is in his name, and both of their names are on the deed. So what this means is that Amir is the one who is solely responsible for these payments, and Natalie is just living there. So, girl, okay, sure. Andy is asking Amir if there's a ring, and he says yes. Good luck to everybody involved, child. Now, this doesn't shock me because black men who grow up in anti-black homes always tend to seek out partners who are anti-black as well. So it doesn't shock me that he's going like this hard for Natalie and he barely knows her, but whatever. Andy is asking Amir, did Nutriment instruct him to propose? I said, clock it, Andy. Child. Andy was really on one in this reunion. You could tell he was really having fun interacting with this group. I hope this means that they'll get a 3rd season. But Andy had such great rapport and chemistry with this group. So that is something that I noticed, and I think that's positive. I think he really likes them. I am so glad that Noel asked Amir, why did you tell Nutra Valley that all of the girls were checking for you? And then he starts to get into stuttering and carrying on. He's like, oh, well, Shanice said she wanted me. Nigga, Shanice wanted everybody. Shanice don't count, truth be told. So what are we saying here? Amir got ate up for this reunion, and he deserved every bit of it. He deserved every bit of it. All right, so now we are on Summer's package. Now, of course, her segment is about her wilding on everybody, and, you know, she's talking about how she has these issues at home. Alex is asking, is it possible to be going through a difficult time and still treat people with some sort of kindness? I feel like, Alex, you were trying to dig in a little bit when it wasn't needed. Like, Summer was already in a vulnerable state. I'm sure she's embarrassed. And Jordan says, you know, she rounds off this conversation nicely, and she's like, well, she didn't have the tools. She didn't. Obviously, she didn't. You know what I mean? People with better tools know how to regulate themselves and don't throw adult tantrums around the house. So obviously, if she could have done better in the moment, then she would have. But she didn't have the tools. All right, so this conversation with Preston and Bria, I really didn't understand. Like, I guess Bria felt as though Preston was being disrespectful to her. He apologized, and then Preston brings up that he did something nice for Bria. And my thing is, as a friend, don't throw in my face something nice that you did for me. Bria says she did thank him for it. He says that she didn't. We don't know what really happened there, but I'm just not a fan of, like, you know, if you're going to do me a favor, just do it. If you don't want to do it, like, don't do it and then hang it over my head later when it's convenient, like on Mad Day or whatever the case is. You know, I didn't really care for that. A listener questioned to Bria about what is her biggest obstacle in the relationship with Simon, and she says the long distance. So it's not the racism you say you experience at the hands of his family? This is why conversations with Bria confuse me. She doesn't make sense. She does not make sense to me. Like, it's hard to connect the dots with Bria because it's a lot of mumbo jumbo, and I don't know what to believe with her. Amir is giving relationship advice and saying what Simon needs to do to make the relationship better. Amir, shut up. Worry about you and Nutmeg's relationship. Don't worry about Simon and Bria. You got bigger problems. You got bigger fish to fry. Okay? Also, I thought that Jasmine has some big ass nerve weighing in on Bria's relationship. Jasmine, Simon acted like a monster and a ghoul all throughout season 1. Did anyone ever pull you to the side and have a conversation with you about Silas's behavior? Girl. Jasmine's package. So Jasmine says that she is pissed about the comments that Jordan made about, you know, when Jordan said that she doesn't know if this is Silas's first pregnancy. I really didn't think it was that serious. Jasmine is saying that she's taking accountability for not checking Jordan sooner. Okay, Jasmine was doing a lot for me in this scene, in this moment. It's like, girl, any other time, you are so passive aggressive and non-confrontational, but all of a sudden you got big balls for the girls. I just thought that was really interesting, but okay. All of a sudden Jasmine is activated, honey. So Andy is saying who misses having Silas around. Jasmine, Bria, Alex, and Amir raise their hands. Now in this situation, Jasmine doesn't count because that's her husband. So of course she's going to say that she misses that nigga, but it was very telling that only 3 people raised their hands out of like 10 people. Yikes. So this discussion about the Jamaica trip comes up again. Apparently it was really Shanice and Bria who voted to not have Jasmine on the trip. Even though Bria didn't go on that trip, she still got a vote because, you know, something fell through with her in the last minute. This was something that I learned watching Preston's interview with Brooke Ashley and Carlos King. I can't remember exactly where he said it, but shout out to both Brooke Ashley and Carlos King. We learned that Jasmine is not the nucleus of the group for the guys. Jasmine was actually introduced to Preston through Silas. Silas and Preston are line brothers. They were friends. That's how they know each other. So Jasmine may be the nucleus for the women, but she's not for the men. So it doesn't really add up. So here's my thing with, Jasmine and this Jamaica trip. Apparently, the girls were not getting along with Jasmine. I feel like it's pretty simple. You know what I mean? Trying to bring Preston into it. I really don't feel like Preston really could do anything if the girls already decided that they weren't really banging with you like that. Then Jasmine wanted to bring up that, I was the one who introduced you to these girls. And then Andy interjects with, well, at what point does Preston get to take the training wheels off of the relationship and, you let go as a mommy? And I was like, ooh, Andy got her with that. Because it's true. It's like, what is the point of you saying, oh, I introduced y'all? So what, girl? Like, that's the thing about, like, friendships and relationships. You have to just know, like, when you introduce people to each other, those people could hit it off and now a new dynamic is created. There's nothing that you can do about it. Like, you can't be pressed. You can't be jealous about that. You know what I mean? I get how it may not feel the best because, like, especially if you are being left out of situations and events. I get that does not feel good, but relationships are always subject to change. And the thing is that I feel like a lot of the times people treat people as possessions and not as experiences. You can't be like, oh, that's my friend. Oh, that's my boyfriend. That's my girlfriend. You can't have a relationship with her like that. People are going to have a relationship in the way that they see fit and in the way that they want to. People are experiences, not possessions. This conversation about Jordan feeling as though Jasmine wasn't being authentic and that she was trying to play matchmaker. And that was something that stood out to me in the first season as well. I mentioned that in my season 1 recap. It just felt like Jasmine was doing so much. Let relationships happen naturally, organically, and you trying to rush her into this space of finding a life partner because you found your life partner. Meanwhile, your life partner ain't shit. And as I stated before, he was a monster and a ghoul all throughout season 1. So, like, to me, like, what would be the appeal in me trying to, like, find a life partner? Like, Jasmine, you're not setting a good example for the married couples and the people in, partnerships or whatever it is, like life partner. No, honey. Like, your relationship is not even correct. So why are you trying to force this girl into a relationship, marriage, life partnership? It just doesn't even make sense. So Nick's package, we learned that Nick and Tasia broke up, and I'm not shocked. I feel like Nick is a guy who wants to be single, and I feel like Tasia was like a cute girlfriend, like a cute moment for him, but he didn't give me the energy that Tasia was his dream girl. Like, you know the energy between, like, when a man is just like passing the time with you and when you are his dream girl. Nick got emotional looking at everything played back, and I felt really bad for the guy. This conversation with Nick looking at Shanice, because Shanice is shimmying and shaking her titties. She got on her loose bikini bottom, so the labia is flapping in the wind. It's like, girl, please. Like, I'm so sick of this conversation. I'm so tired of it. Anybody who is walking or running around naked all the motherfucking time, people are going to look at you. They will. Like, what are we saying here? Does everyone remember in the first season that Bria was actually upset with Shanice for getting naked in front of Simon? So why is it that Shanice is never held accountable for her behavior in the house? Shanice, I have never seen her ask anybody for their consent to get naked and shake her titties in their face or flap her labia wings in their direction with her loose bikini bottom. I have never seen that happen. But everybody else is supposed to be like, oh, I'm not looking at Shanice. Oh, Shanice is here. That's too much. Put on some clothes, girl. It's ridiculous. Now Andy is asking Amir if he knew that Napkin was going to be the bone collector of the season. Amir says that she didn't want to be a part of the conversations and the drama. Amir, shut up. Shut your mouth. She wanted to come in and get to know everybody. Are you being serious right now? If she wanted to come in and get to know everybody, she would have had conversations with everybody instead of carrying a bone, carrying a rumor from group to group to group. Don't sit up here and lie and say she wanted to get to know everybody. When we saw her isolate and single herself out when everybody was partying, dancing, and having a good time, she's like, oh, that's not my scene. Rodney the Voice made a great point. She's a Cuban girl from Miami. How was shaking ass at a party not your scene, girl? I can't. I can't with Mira and this girl, yo. Y'all hear my little Bayesian accent coming on every once in a while, honey. All right, what else do I have here? Amir says that Neutrogena wants a second chance. Don't bring that white lady back here. Don't. It's not necessary. This is supposed to be a show about Black excellence. This is supposed to be a show about the history of Martha's Vineyard, a Black space. We don't need her. It's not about second chances. Sometimes the first impression is what it is. There's no cleanup. There's no cleanup to do here. You get what I'm saying? The damage is done. Again, shout out to Brooke Ashley because she got her question read and she asked this question pretty much, I'm paraphrasing here, but she pretty much said, what's the point of sleeping with these athletes if you're not even getting broken off a little bit of change? It doesn't even make sense. The whole allure of sleeping with a rich man is so that you could get your bills paid. Get you a little piece of change. Get some things taken care of. Move some things around. You get what I'm saying? So why are you, as a grown woman, making it a point to tell us, the audience, that you're sleeping around with rich niggas, but you ain't got two nickels to rub together? It doesn't make any sense. Because to me, like, the whole point of bragging about sleeping with rich niggas is the assumption that you getting laced. Shanice is dumb. I can't with her. Anyway, that was the reunion, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for tuning in and rocking with me these past few weeks. I know I jumped in late. I jumped in like a little bit after the mid-season, but I enjoyed this show so much that I felt like I needed to step in and say my piece, honey. So that was that. Don't forget to hit the like button on your way out, and I will see y'all for the next one. Peace.